Okay, time to make some videos. Let's see, right now I'm in Chiang Rai. Last video I left off on was at the end of Chiang Mai. I went on to this really excellent eco trek, and I got to meet a subsistence-oriented village out there. You know, the guy actually knew them, and it was great, and he was really knowledgeable about the land and told us all these great things. And we basically stayed in a village the first night and ate dinner with them and sort of learned how they live and walked around, and then saw the rice fields and saw how their customs and saw how they make whiskey and saw how they like do this and that and this and that and set up traps, build houses, all that good stuff. And the second day we trekked down in the down the valley by the river, and we stayed in this bamboo hut right by this massive waterfall, which was just phenomenal. I mean, like, running water for me is just like that, and it was so I just got some really good sleep that night, with just the rumbling, like we were right on the corner of two streams, and we had another, there was probably like one dude per person. There was a group of like 7 of us, and so there was like 6 or 7 actual people that live in the jungle that were with us, and they were like cutting bamboo and catching fish on the way, and just like massive, just know what to do, just picking up stuff as we go, and that was totally cool. And then the last day we trekked up the river into this cave, right? And like we had like, and the night before at the bamboo hut, like they were cutting up bamboo and like stringing them together for torches, like preparing ahead of time. And we went through this cave with bamboo torches. It was pitch black in there, and at the bottom was a river. We were walking through a river under a mountain in pitch black with like bamboo on fire, just like whoosh, bats flying around. It was stellar. No, it was totally subterranean would be a more appropriate word. Subterranean. And it was just, oh man, phenomenal. And that's how I ended Chiang Mai. And as soon as I got back into town, I hopped on a bus to Chiang Rai, which is like even farther north, and I've been here for a couple days. I used the energy of going out into the jungle and then coming back and being all like energized to just get out of town, because I stayed in Chiang Mai for like 10 days. Like I got grounded, I got the internet, like I started to work on projects and stuff like that, and sitting in a guest house and balancing the tour, the vacation, the traveling, the backpacking, versus the projects that are ongoing, and I kind of got, I got like sucked into the projects, and I kept thinking about it, and like I ended up sitting around for many days, and so it was good to finally go out into the jungle and start moving around, and then come back and just use that energy to just right away get out of town. And from there I went to Chiang Rai, and I'm in Chiang Rai right now. I've been here for a couple days. And the difference is it's a little smaller town. The air is a little bit cleaner, but the prices are a little bit higher. So I'm noticing correlations between Chiang Mai, which is a more denser city. It's been around. It's got a bigger like economy. The prices are lower with competition of so many people, but the air there totally sucks. Some more people on like their little buggies and their little scooters and all that basically clog up the air, but the prices go down for like in the markets and stuff like that. And it's just something I noticed, and it's an interesting correlation between people and prices and density and stuff like that. And Chiang Rai, I went on this trek out here, and that's the first thing I did. I got into this, I went to this Akha river house, and in Lonely Planet they recommended it, and I basically didn't ask any questions because they recommended it. And I scheduled myself for a 3-day trek, and it was the opposite of what I just went through. I went through this super cool, got to meet these people, in their lifestyle, and on the flip side, when I came up here, they took us to this elephant conservation center, which was chained up elephants, basically begging for food, and like we went for a ride on them, and it was pathetic, and it was just like depressing, and one of the tribes like set this up, for income for them, and then we went to this other tribe, and it was pretty. We didn't really communicate with them at all, and then the next morning they like busted out all their like wares and were like, buy from us, like, and it was kind of strange to see that, and like there was all these little extras, they're like, oh well, this costs something and this costs something, and if you want this, it'll cost that, and there's like, it was very tourist dominant, very market forces sort of. Let's be Western culture sort of thing, like capitalists, and that was kind of depressing too. It made me feel distant from the people, and I was with a group of like 4 girls, and as soon as they saw it, they were like, "Oh, let's get out our money. Let's see. I could use, so and so could use something like this," and it was just like, man, like totally not what I'm into. I want to meet these people beyond. Transactional, relationships and stuff like that, like, and it just made it tough, and so, but on the other hand, it was also like a balance between like, like I saw the really good, the conscious, trekking, and then I saw like the tourist side of things, and, and then from there we went through we went to this other village, and they dropped me off because I was on a 3-day trek, and there was like the girls only wanted to be there for 2 days, and so like I got to chill in this really chill village, like up in a valley, mega mountainous views all out, and like that was cool, and there was this like totally epic waterfall that we were chilling by. And I got to spend some time by myself, which is good. Actually, like as soon as I got on my own, I was like, whew, just getting away from like all the tourists and like, the rest of the American girls that were with me, talking about their little whatever they were doing, and just I went back to the waterfall and just like, I started chanting and started just like singing and just like getting all loud and like turning into an animal and like hopping around on these big boulders and like just that sort of thing. It was, oh man, I just let them loose, and that was cool. I needed that. And then from there, my guide sort of took off, and then he came back the next day, and he was really like, this guide was kind of kooky, he didn't really say much, and what he did say was like really goofy and wasn't extremely knowledgeable, like did not care to the degree that the first guy cared, about period, I guess, like, and the last day they took me to a hot spring, which was cool, and I got to sit in some, sulfur mineral waters, and sort of just recharge and chill. But I didn't really learn too much about tribal lifestyle. I got to actually pull apart a little bit of differences between the first village on the first trek down in Chiang Mai and these people. Some subtle architectural differences, differences in the way they build their houses, some of the methods that they use, but by and large there was a lot of similarities, and I've got 1,000+ photos that I'm still processing. I got a couple pages of notes that I'm still processing, and I'm going to compile it together and sort of like present it in a way that is easily understandable. And I'm at the end of my Chiang Rai trip. I actually just checked the bus. There's one. I'm headed to Nan tomorrow, and that's an even more remote town. There's a theme here, going remote, even more. And there's some unique tribes out there that I'm gonna, go visit and ask some questions first. I really want to be intentional with, my journey here, and so I'm heading out to Nan tomorrow, and that's about it.